Can you actually make good money as a welder? The short answer is yes, absolutely. Let me tell you why. If you find a welding service or a product that's in demand and you do it well, people will pay you to do it. Because if you're intentional about making sure that product or service is the best possible quality that you can, people will pay the price because people pay for quality. Not all people pay for quality. Some people just want to find something cheaper somewhere else. And guess what? They can go find it cheaper somewhere else. Don't care. But if you can charge enough for your service, you can mostly eliminate the people who don't want to pay for your service and get only loyal customers who will pay your price. I have found in my business that the people who are too cheap to pay for quality service are also the people that I really don't want to work with. And the people who will pay me for my service without complaining about how expensive I am, those are the best people to work with. Now, the reason people buy my service isn't because I sell the cheapest service out there, but rather because I solve their problem. They've got a problem and they don't have the time to solve it themselves. Say if somebody brings me their trailer, it's got a cracked weld on it. Okay, I charge them $150 to fix it. Now, to that person, having that weld fixed is worth more than that $150 that they paid me to do it. Because if they were to do it themselves, they'd have to go out there, get all the equipment, and learn how to do it. But that takes time and it takes money. Now, an example of this is if I run over a nail in my truck, I get a hole in my tire, air's leaking out, so I got a flat tire. Do I go to the parts store and look for all the tools to do this tire myself, which again costs me time and it costs me money away from the business that I already know how to do? Or do I just take it to Les Schwab and have them do it? Because they know exactly what to do already and they'll do it well. And I gladly pay for whatever they charge me because they already know what they're doing. 2 years ago, when I first started fabricating, I didn't have any experience with it. I just started doing it because I liked it. People in my area have this problem. In this case, it's a problem mostly with contractors. They got their brand new pickup trucks, but they're always sliding stuff in and out of their bed, and as a result, they'd end up with broken back windows. Now, I came up with a solution for this. Actually, I didn't come up with a solution. I just revamped what somebody else had done and put my own twist on it. I started building them headache racks. It's basically just a cab rack that goes around the window with mesh or bars in the center of it so that they don't break their windows. And no, I didn't invent this idea. I just took what somebody else had already invented and made my own sort of version of it. And how I did that was I started making them out of steel instead of aluminum. If you go to one of the big companies, most of the time they're gonna sell you an aluminum rack because that's cheaper to ship and it's a lot lighter. But I went with steel because steel is stronger. And most of my customers really didn't care about the weight, but just wanted something strong and good looking, of course. So I made them steel. And then I started making them custom. So the customer can tell me exactly how they want it and I'll make it happen. So again, solve people's problems and give them a quality product or service. So far, I've made just over $26,000 in headache rack sales. And that's only one of the many parts of my business. Let me give you an example of how much you could be making as a self-employed welder. If you sell a product that makes you $500, you sell just one a day, 5 days a week. In a year, you'd make 120 grand. Now, if you sell the same product, but you sell it twice a day, 5 days a week, you double that at 240,000 a year. Or let's say you have a smaller product you want to sell and you make only $20 on it. If you sell 25 of those a day, 5 days a week, you could make 120,000 a year. Or let's say you have a bigger product that you want to sell and it makes you $6,000 per product. You could sell just one a week and you could make 288,000 a year. So I'll say this again, produce a product or have a service that's in demand, something that people need. As you are the problem solver here, you're solving a problem for people. And if you can do that well, you will get paid pretty good money. So enough talking, let me actually show you some of the projects I'm working on and tell you how much I'm selling them for. This is my truck here. It's got one of these headache racks I was telling you about. This rack here is worth $1,200. Now the combination of these two racks, it's a front rack and a back rack for a truck, And the combination of these is $1,800. Now this gate right here is worth about $10,000. And this is just one. Keep in mind, I just had 4 of these through the shop. A couple of little fire pits there worth 500 bucks. Now here's a trailer that came in for repairs, and it's gonna take me about an hour to do this, and I'm charging 400 bucks for it. And there's a pizza oven worth about $5,000. So that's now a total of about $20,000 just sitting here around the shop. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope this really helped you out, gave you some inspiration. My last tip for you is just start. Just start welding, start getting practice, and you'll be out there making good money pretty quick.